The town of Fromville just broke its own rules. And now, with only one season left, everything that was supposed to protect those people is gone. No talismans, no bottle tree, creatures that can walk into any house they want, and a villain who has been standing right next to the main cast for an entire season, smiling, helping, pretending to be their friend. Season 4 just ended, and I have a lot of thoughts. So let us talk about where this show is headed, what the actors themselves are saying they want, and why Season 5 might genuinely be one of the most stacked finales in genre television history. Let us get everyone on the same page. The man in yellow has been hiding inside the body of Sophia all season long. This entity, this ancient force that has been running the town's cycle of death for who knows how long, has been standing in the middle of the township, chatting with the residents, earning their trust, and absolutely dismantling them from the inside. And the worst part? Nobody figured it out. Not even close. Here is what he pulled off in the finale alone. He sabotaged the rope ladder that Jade and Tabitha were counting on to escape the tunnels. He turned the sky dark in the middle of the day, unleashing the creatures on a town that was completely unprepared. He sent Clara around to collect every single talisman, stripping the residents of every protective measure they had. And then he threw all of them down the faraway tree, gone for good. Meanwhile, Elgin found a photograph, an old one from years before Sophia arrived that looked exactly like her. He put together. He figured out the truth. And instead of running or bargaining, he prayed. Sophia killed him for it. That death hit differently. Then there is Fatima. After being tricked into drinking what was essentially the man in yellow's blood, her transformation into one of the creatures finally completed. Her heart was already running at 19 beats per minute. By the finale, she had claws, and she used them to buy the others enough time to escape the tunnels. And Henry almost killed Victor, his own father, standing in front of him with a gun, completely convinced by a false vision that the town is not real and that shooting his son is the only way back to reality. Ethan walking in at that exact moment was the only reason Victor is still alive. So heading into Season 5, the town has no talismans, no bottle tree, a transformed Fatima whose loyalty is uncertain, 2 confirmed deaths, and a villain who can now wear the face of anyone who has ever died in the township. The residents have the children's bones. They just have no idea what to do with them. That final scene, 2 minutes of screen time, and it changed the entire shape of the show. The boy in white steps out of the trees, faces Sophia directly, and tells her she is going to lose this time. His reasoning is the bones. Tabitha and Jade actually got them out of the tunnels, which apparently has never happened in any previous cycle. That is the first time residents have ever gotten that far. Sophia's response is calm. She holds up her bag full of stolen talismans and says the bottle tree is gone. Then she dumps everything into the tree shaft and walks away. What that scene actually tells us is that this is not just a haunted town. This is a game. There are 2 sides, 2 players, and the people trapped in Fromville are the pieces on the board. The boy in white is on the resident's side, but he is working with much more limited power. He cannot shapeshift. He cannot appear to everyone. He can only whisper clues to a small number of people who can perceive him, and even then he is restricted in what he can say. The man in yellow plays dirty. He infiltrates, manipulates, and destroys from the inside. The boy in white guides from the outside. Season 5 is the final round of that game. This is where things get interesting from a real-world perspective. Robert Joy, who plays Henry, and Scott McCord, who plays Victor, both did an interview with Screen Rant after the Season 4 finale. They were asked directly what they want to see in the final season. Their answers say a lot. Robert Joy wants a comeuppance for Sophia, and therefore the man in yellow. He called her nefarious, and said he wants to see her defeated. Which fair? She has spent an entire season being the most dangerous thing in Fromville, while everyone around her thought she was just another survivor. Scott McCord's answer is more layered. He wants the cycle to end. He wants everyone to go home. And then he said something very specific. He wants to cut to Victor and Henry having a barbecue with Ethan. That image is doing a lot of work. A barbecue means they are home. It means they are alive. It means Henry came back from whatever psychological trap the man in yellow had him in, and that he and Victor repaired their relationship after one of the most devastating betrayals the show has ever put on screen. Is that possible? Maybe, but they have serious ground to cover before they get there. Henry has to fully reject the false world the man in yellow built for him inside his visions. Victor has to decide whether he can trust his father again after Henry pointed a gun at him. And they both have to survive what is coming next, which, given that the talismans are gone and the creatures can now walk into any building they want, is not guaranteed for anyone. Let's talk about why Victor specifically matters so much in Season 5. He is the only living person who has survived an entire cycle of the township. He was a child when the last cycle ran its course. He watched everyone around him die. And for decades after that, he has been sitting in Colony House, drawing pictures, talking to the boy in white, and carrying knowledge that nobody else has access to. The boy in white speaks to Victor more than almost anyone. The clues he drops, the warnings he gives, the things he has pointed Victor toward over the years, all of it adds up to something. Victor is not just a background character with a tragic past. He is a walking archive of everything the town has done and everything it is capable of. Season 5 is his last window to use that knowledge. If the cycle is going to break, Victor almost certainly has to be at the center of it. He has been preparing for this without even realizing it his entire life. The problem is that the man in yellow just broke his relationship with the one person he has left. That adds a layer to the final season that goes beyond mythology and monster hunting. It is personal. It is about whether a father and son can find each other again in the middle of the worst possible situation. Let us zoom out a little, because the production details around Season 5 matter. MGM Plus confirmed the renewal in April 2026, the same week Season 4 launched. The creative team, creator John Griffin, showrunner Jeff Pinkner, and director Jack Bender, released a statement saying they had officially begun work on the final season. They framed it as a payoff chapter, not an extension. Their exact words were that questions will be answered, answers will be questioned, and there will be a cascade of tears and terrors in between. Jeff Pinkner is a veteran of Lost, Fringe, and Alias. He has been in the room when mythology-heavy shows either paid off brilliantly or collapsed under the weight of their own questions. He knows what it looks like when a show runs too long and starts making answers up. The fact that he and the team chose to end the story here, rather than stretch it to a sixth season, is meaningful. John Griffin actually admitted in an interview with a Hollywood Reporter that a sixth season was discussed. He said they walked away from it because continuing would have been for them, not for the story. That level of self-awareness is rare in television. Production is set to begin in the summer of 2026 in Halifax, Nova Scotia, which is where they have built an actual physical town from the ground up for this show. They call it From Town. Season 5 will consist of 13 episodes. A premiere date has not been confirmed, but the current target is sometime in 2027. Here is the checklist Season 5 is carrying into its final run. The residents need to figure out what the children's bones actually do and how to use them. The man in yellow has to be identified and exposed. Every resident who is still alive needs to discover their talismans are gone before they go to sleep. Fatima's transformation needs a resolution. Victor and Henry need to repair their relationship. And somehow, in 13 episodes, this show needs to break a cycle that has been running for generations. The boy in white said they're going to win this time. He has never been that direct before. From has been one of those shows that rewards patience. Every small detail pays off. Every clue means something. And going into a final season with this much setup, this much at stake, and a creative team that clearly knows exactly where they are going, the finish line looks genuinely compelling. Season 5 is expected in 2027. The wait is going to be long, but after a finale like that, it might be worth it. If you're caught up on Season 4, drop your biggest theory in the comments. I want to know what you think the children's bones actually do, because nobody on screen has answered that yet, and I have been thinking about it for days.